So you don't really get that very far except for, you know, climbing and axing, which really gets annoying. It gets, well, I don't know, monotonous, you might say. A callback to the title. Welcome back to Monotonous Minecraft. Boy, I should have chose a title that's easier to say. Hi, this is Fred again, and today we've got a very monotonous episode. So I decided that instead of doing cool stuff like building and making neat things that we all want to see, I'm just going to tear down a mountain. Well, okay, it's a small hill. It's a small hill that I've already started tearing down. But, you know, we'll see how far we can get. And this time, oh look, hey, oh, there's a beauty shot right there. Ooh, there's my base. This is the center of the world here. Notice the spawn-proof half-slab top. And the lovely diorite and andesite stripes. Kind of looks like a black and white circus tent. Too bad I can't, I guess I could have used iron doors. You know, make it look like it's a black and white movie in the middle of a colorful landscape. Here, looking like a big pile of bedrock at the at sea level, is my duplicator. And over here, oh look, I've got another pumpkin that I can harvest. I've just got a little 3 set up here. At some point, I'll build a bit of a pumpkin farm. Nothing major. I won't need a lot. Well, I might need a lot. It kind of depends on the villagers I find. Right now, the only villager I'm trading with has paper, or asked for paper, so I'm just trading that. But I still haven't really checked out the villagers in the other 2 villages except for the desert one, which you can you just saw the forest mansion there. There's a tree in the way. I need to take down that tree. Anyway, over there where you can just see off in the distance, there's that desert village. I was in front of that. So that's where I've got like a little mini base set up there in one of the houses, and I've been slowly trading with villagers. I don't have any specific end goal in mind of trading with villagers. I don't know what we'll do with them. Probably nothing except for, you know, move down their houses a few blocks. I've got 3 villages, and most of them are just above sea level or near enough where I won't care. But as we talked about before in the first episode when we were mapping things out, we'll go ahead and move them down to the level 64 as close as possible. That way they just kind of fit in more with whatever other structures I end up building. So last episode, I had so much sound problems. I think I recorded the voiceover like 3 or 4 times. Right now I'm doing this as a live recording. Hopefully everything works out fine. My son's last episode was called Silent Movie because none of his voiceover was recorded because he accidentally hit mute on the little PVR before he or while he was recording, like right at the beginning. So we got literally no words out of him. And I asked him if he wanted to do voiceover, and he said, "No, let's just make it quiet." And so all you hear is the Minecraft sounds as he plays. So he's mentioned, I haven't mentioned, I plan on doing a video. So him and I started Minecraft Survival Worlds near the same time. He actually has he's a few episodes ahead of me because his are a little bit easier to record than mine are. Because he's just playing and going, and it's kind of record as you go, whereas I've been trying to edit things in and out and really be way too fancy. So expect more of these in the future. I don't know. I go back and forth. It'll probably always be a mixed bag. But because this is called Monotonous Minecraft, and the point of this world is to flatten it, you will see a lot of this. And you also see a lot of putting in blocks to cover up the holes in the water. So if you look over here, I'm glad I started up here. This is a good vantage point. So I've got this pathway down here, all the way over there, and surrounding my my main base. So that's what the flattening part is. I'm taking the dirt that I find and I'm laying it down. So that's at level 64, and that's what we're going to have the whole world. And once we get a few of these mountains down, it'll be really cool. You can actually see in the map now, it's showing up. You got the little gray blob in the middle with a little brown around it. So as we start flattening this world more, you'll see less and less. Oh, that pickaxe broke and I didn't even notice. You'll see less and less of the blue and more of the green, because I'm, well, the brown and then the green as the grass takes over. As I said before, I'm going to leave whatever's at level 63 as much as possible, or 64 as much as possible, but over top of that I plan on just putting sand, or dang, I can't talk today, just putting dirt. And that was because on my last, the world I'm working on now, I shouldn't say my last world, I'm still in the process of it on my Vita, flattening the world, I use a lot of cobblestone, I use sandstone, I use whatever I had available at the time, which, you know, is just kind of a random, semi-random view, so the map is kind of ugly and mixed-matched and hard to tell stuff except for giant structures. I tended to use either black or white carpet to cover my giant structures to stop mobs from spawning, so they stand out on the maps because they're always so big, like mob farms and things like that. They don't seem all that big when you're up close to them, but they're big enough to show up on the map if they've got a high contrast color. So anyway, I decided on this world I'm going to put everything as the dirt, so that'll grow in the grass. So except for the sand you see, and possibly that colder biome over there to the east, yeah, not facing, yeah, over there to the east, which will probably still have snow on top of it, of the land at that height. It'll be pretty much green throughout. And I was looking at my map yesterday, day before, I don't know, I was playing around a little bit, and looking at the jungle. So there's that one massive jungle down there in the southeast, which is pretty much it. I mean, we got some trees around, like where we are now. You can see we've got trees and a little bit of a jungle out there, but it's not too bad. I think the one tree way at the top of the mountain there. The reason I look out for that is because clearing out jungles is the worst. Yeah, I mean, even when you use dynamite, which makes it easier, you still have to climb up the trees, the really tall ones, to place them. What I like to do is place them every 3 or 4 blocks, and then use a flame bow from a distance to light them up and just see what happens. I've tried burning, but even though with fire spreads on, you know, it kind of burns out after a while. So you don't really get that very far, except for, you know, climbing and axing, which really gets annoying. It gets, well, I don't know, monotonous, you might say. A callback to the title. Let's not walk off the edge and die. I only have these 2 shovels left. I have a few more pickaxes. I'm just kind of burning through some tools I had from my mining adventures, which I'm still not done with. Hi, dog. I don't know if you could hear that click, click, click down the hallway. My dog needs her nails clipped. Apparently she got tired of laying in the bed and came out here to bother me. She's probably wondering who I'm talking to. She's looking around, looking for someone else to jump on. She's a giant black German Shepherd with a wonky back because, you know, purebred means inbred. And she was free to us because she has the wonky back. So she kind of hooks around in a J. Because she has an extra vertebrae and a bent vertebrae, like right next to each other. So it's all sorts of weird. So her back legs are still usable, but she kind of hops like a bunny because they're atrophied enough where they're like stuck together. Not really stuck together. Like she can, you know, sit and move them around, but they don't have the strength that they normally would, which is good because she's also very large. Black German Shepherds are larger than the average, like the fawn ones, or the white ones. So if she did not have her back problems and therefore her leg problems, she'd be leaping over our fence all the time. Because I don't have a 6-foot tall fence. I've got a little fence, but it's good enough for her. While she stands there and barks at the neighbors who are just trying to go about their daily business, work on their yards, and enjoy their backyards and have fun. But she can't have that. And boy, does she not like the mailman. Or pretty much anyone on the street. She likes visitors, though. She will jump up on you and lick you and just about tackle you because she still weighs like 75, 80 pounds. And while she can't leap, she can still jump up. Anyway, I know I was talking about something before that, but whatever. So when I'm tearing down these mountains or hills or what have you, I pretty much just try to, for small ones like this, I just start at the top and work my way down. For wider ones, we may get to that point on this one. Doing that kind of gets boring, and so what I'll end up doing is stepping down. So I'll just create an artificial like step face where I can easily climb up and down because I have to go through tools a lot anyway. Where it'll just be easy to go bloop, 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 one up and one down. This one is small enough I may not do that. It just kind of depends. And it also just depends on my mood at the time. I mean, this is, as the title suggests, this can be quite monotonous. So unless you have a goal in mind, you're not going to want to play it. And so we've got a big goal, of course, of flattening. But the small goal, well, the small goals are going to be like, today I just want to get some of this torn down. And other days I'm going to want to try to do some of the builds. With the overall goal of like, maybe not everything is totally towards, let's see, yeah, I don't have any more shovels, that's okay. The ultimate goal, of course, is down to the flattening, but we're going to want to have small goals on the way. Small goals make big projects go quicker. Now, I know a lot of people really hate the dye right here. It does look like bird poop, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, the granite is so ugly to me. Like, it's not an attractive block. It's just a weird color. In the caves, it blends in with the dirt. It's got a strange pattern. Kind of a browny, pinky color, which I know was a style at the times. Mixed brown and pink. Ugh. Like, yeah, and then there was brown and baby blue together too. I'm not a big fan of brown for clothing, but that was the worst. And if that's your favorite color combination, if you're wearing brown and pink right now, be sure to go out to all the social media you're on and tell people that, you know, what I said, and link them to this video so that they can see it, and, you know, I can have lots of extra views and you can help me succeed. So thank you. Trying to... Okay, so here's the fun part. I was only going to mine for like 20 minutes. The question is, will my tools last that time? If not, I guess we'll just hop down the mountain and take a look at the base as it stands right now. I'm still lighting it up on the inside with torches. I started pumpkins because I was going to put some, I've got a holes placed in the floor, some torches in the floor that I'll eventually want to place with a lit block. I was going to throw pumpkins in there because they're the easiest block light source to get near the beginning. But then I remembered I've got an undersea temple. So what I'll probably end up doing is creating a farm there, a guardian farm there, so I can get a bunch of the, oh, what are those lighted blocks called? I can only think of prismarine right now, and that's not right. That's the, well, quite frankly, ugly, turquoisey block that you build from there. Let's see, glowstone is for the nether, which is another option. Oh, that's gonna bother me now. Sea lantern, there we go. Sheesh. Although, well, sea lanterns should even go with the color. The floor in there is a checkerboard. Well, you've seen the floor. It's a checkerboard of the diorite and the andesite. So something to, even though those are kind of a pale blue, they're more white than the jack-o'-lanterns or the glowstone. So I think they'll fit the style a little bit better. Antiseptic. It'll look like a surgery. And I'll probably even replace some of those half slabs on top with those sea lanterns at some point. That way it lights all the way. It lights top and bottom. So it'll look really cool from this, well, this vantage point that we're tearing down. There's other mountains around we'll be able to see from, though. So in case anyone's wondering, yes, I have done this before, or started this process before, and yes, this is how I spend a great deal of my time. Even today, after I got off work, I came home, my kids were watching TV, and so I jumped on my PS Vita, up and down, repeatedly. No, I turned it on, and started playing my flattening world there, and I was taking down a mountain. That was an actual mountain, although I'm near the bottom. And on that one, I've got mending tools. One of the reasons I want to build an AFK fish farm is to get enchanted books, so I can enchant some tools. And so what I do is I just tear down mountain until my tools are near end of life, and then I go to an XP farm and grind through mobs and build my tools back up, and then start the process over again. Of course, that is, 3 years in right now, so it's a lot more advanced than what we're dealing with here. We've we've barely started this process. Got a little bit of flattening done. This is the first, really tall mountain or hill I've been taking down. There was a small one over by the other village I started working on. Oh, in fact, that has the step, so you'll see that probably in the near future. To fill out a little pond over there by the village. So there's some flattening already happening besides what we just saw at the main base. And there's a little bit of hill tearing down. I don't know when we're going to tackle one of the big ones. It'll be one of our bigger projects later on. We'll probably spend a monotonous month on that. Ooh, monotonous monthly Minecraft. I shouldn't be trying to do these episodes weekly. I'm losing alliteration there. And as everyone knows, alliteration is the best. I feel like once you learn about alliteration in school, that's all you can do. You can't help yourself. You're looking for alliterative sentences everywhere. And since most of the audience is for Minecraft videos skews fairly younger, an alliterative sentence, boys and girls, is a sentence that starts all with the same sound. Usually the same letter, not necessarily, but the same sound. Like monthly monotonous Minecraft. Alliterative with M's. And it's, what do you call that? It's not a part of speech. It's a style. It's a choice. It's a thing. I'm not an English major. I don't know. It's just a quirk of words that just kind of like, kind of gives the listener a warm fuzzy. They like the sound of, we like the sound of alliterations. And I hear what sounds like my cats destroying the basement. Okay, so we're about to wrap up here. This has been a very productive time. I wish I had brought more shovels. What I'll do is I'll finish up here with this pickaxe. Then we'll jump down and I don't know. Let's start throwing down some random chests so we can throw these blocks in. It's always good to have, chests of blocks scattered throughout your flat world. That way you can always build something on the fly. I'm going to assume. I only started doing that in my other world recently, so mostly I threw a lot of stuff away. In fact, right now I've got so many blocks saved up in that world. I've got a cactus set up. Just on a block of sand where I go through and I just dump out my inventory and throw all the blocks on there that I don't want to keep. That way I can move on to keep tearing down mountains. It doesn't look like it's going to be big of a deal here as it was on the Vita. The Vita has very little memory. And I think I mentioned before, when you get all these entities just sitting there, it just grinds to a halt. You can't even play the game anymore. This looks like it's holding pretty well, so I may not have to do that too much. But it's always good to keep your inventory clear in case you find something cool. Daytime again. Oh yeah, that's how you can tell it's 20 minutes. It's a full day cycle. As you can see, I do have my clock down on my quick bar. Mentioned before, I've seen videos on why they're completely useless, but I like to have one there just so I have an idea of what time of day it is, no matter where I am. Except for the nether, it doesn't really work there because everything is wonky in the nether. Oh, I'm not going to finish this block before this pickaxe breaks. Alright then. Let's see, what direction am I? Oh, wrong direction. So that's been a nice solid episode of breaking stuff. I think we got down 4 levels, which isn't very far. Whee! Splash! Okay, that's one of those game mechanics that I didn't know for the longest time. It's good to know when you have to be careful and when you don't have to be careful playing this game. So as I head... Oh, this thing looks actually kind of weird up close. So let's look inside. Whoa, look at all those chests. See, that's how you have storage. Here's a random chest. Let's start dropping stuff in. Blocks. I'm going to keep my dirt because that's what I'm using to flatten. And that looks good. So that's been another episode of Monotonous Minecraft. Thank you for joining me. As always, like, comment, share, complain. I don't care. In the olden days it was called flaming. Now it's called trolling. It's the same thing. Don't flame me. Don't troll me. Wait, no. Flame. No troll. I like flame. Apparently now I'm going to have... what was it? Oh yeah, I've talked about it before. Another alliterative title. Monotonous Minecraft Musings. Maybe I could do monthly Monotonous Minecraft Musings, and once a month we'll just do one of these where I'm just going through and talking random stuff that's off the top of my head. Because, you know, that'll be extra monotonous. Oh, anyway, I'll talk to everyone later. Bye.